The Quran eerily wrote the script for its prophet's ultimate downfall. In Surah 69, 44-46, it doesn't just casually mention what would happen if Muhammad lied about being a prophet, it lays down the gauntlet. If he, Muhammad, had made up lies about us, we would seize him by the right hand, then we would cut his aorta. This isn't just religious poetry, it's a challenge. A litmus test for authenticity. If Muhammad is a fraud, Allah will cut his aorta, period, end of discussion. Now, fast forward to Muhammad's final days. In Sahih al-Bukhari, he says, "O Aisha, I still feel the pain caused by the food I ate at Khaibar, and at this time, I feel as if my aorta is being cut." Now, wait a second, what? The Quran warns false prophets will have their aortas severed, and Muhammad describes his death in those exact terms. That's not just eyebrow raising, that's alarm bells ringing in Dolby surround sound. Let me give you a little bit of the backstory. After Muhammad's forces attacked the Jewish settlement of Khaibar, killing the men and enslaving the women, a Jewish woman named Zainab bint al-Harith decided that she'd had enough. She poisoned a lamb and served it to Muhammad. Her reasoning, if he is a prophet, he will be informed, but if he is only a king, we will get rid of him. Absolutely ruthless. Muhammad, ignoring every survival instinct, ate the lamb. One of his companions dropped dead almost instantly. Muhammad survived, but was never the same. Over the years, he kept complaining about the lingering effects of the poison, linking it directly to his declining health. And on his own deathbed, his own words, "I feel as if my aorta is being cut," uncannily echoed the Quran's curse. So here's an argument for our Muslim friends. Premise 1, the Quran claims that if Muhammad were a false prophet, Allah would cut his aorta. Premise 2, Muhammad described his death as feeling like his aorta was being severed. Conclusion, Muhammad was a false prophet. Let's tackle some of the most common rebuttals that Muslims have head on. But Muhammad's aorta line was just a metaphor for intense pain. Nice try, but that doesn't hold up. The Quran itself uses cutting the aorta as a literal curse for false prophets. Wrong. This isn't poetic fluff, it's a direct threat. If Muhammad was being metaphorical, it's one heck of a coincidence that he picked the exact imagery the Quran ties to liars. A metaphor doesn't dodge the bullet, it makes the hit impossible to ignore. But it took 3 years for him to die. Sure, his death wasn't immediate, but poisons don't always work like they do in the movies. Some toxins cause long-term damage, leading to chronic health issues and delayed death. Wrong. Medical experts confirm this. A slow death doesn't invalidate the Quran's warning, it actually underscores it. A drawn-out punishment is still punishment. But the Quran says wateen, and the Hadith says abar. They're different words. Wrong. This argument is just linguistic nitpicking. Both wateen and abar refer to major arteries, and classical Arabic dictionaries like Hittit's New Medical Dictionary confirm that they're referring to the same thing. It's like claiming sofa and couch aren't interchangeable. They are, particularly when you're talking about furniture. Weak linguistic technicalities don't save the argument. But Christians believe Jesus died horribly too. Yes, Jesus suffered a brutal death, but that's the whole point. He literally said so. No one takes it from me, but I lay it down of my own accord. His crucifixion wasn't a failure, it was the mission. The Son of Man came not to be served, but to serve, and to give his life as a ransom for many. Now, look at Muhammad's death. It wasn't planned, heroic, or even dignified. He was poisoned by a woman avenging her slaughtered family. That's not divine destiny, that's justice served cold. Muslims call Muhammad the ultimate prophet, but the Quran's own test and his own words scream otherwise. This isn't outsider criticism, it's straight from Islamic text. The Quran itself says that Muhammad was a fabricator. Muslims, there's just no escaping this argument.